Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra
Nityananda.
Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की
Amrit
जय।
ki jai.
श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you all to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita session. Today is February 6th for you, February 7th for me, 2026. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 9. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to the holy places in South India. So, what we have been reading recently is that Mahaprabhu was uh, challenged by a Buddhist leader, Acharya, who came with all his disciples when he heard about the erudition of Mahaprabhu, how he is defeating all the different philosophers and they're surrendering to him. So when this Buddhist leader heard, he came there and he put forward the nine tenets of Buddhist philosophy, and Mahaprabhu completely defeated them uh, on the basis of logic, because the basis of the Buddhist philosophy is logic, argument, that's all. So when they were defeated, all the people began to laugh. So the students of this Buddhist Acharya, uh, as well as the leader himself, they were all very, uh, they felt ashamed, and also they became fearful and they fled from that place. They went away to their residence. And then after some time, they started contemplating and they wanted to take um, they wanted to, they started plotting against Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now they wanted to take revenge, get back at Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what did they do? They brought a big plate filled with untouchable food. and offered it to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, calling it Mahaprasadam. So we saw yesterday Srila Prabhupada explaining to us why it is untouchable. Why is that food untouchable? Because it is being offered by a non-devotee, a Vaishnava. They don't even believe in the Vedas. Then how they will accept the Supreme Lord? So they were non-devotees, Avaishnavas. Avaishnavas cannot give you Mahaprasad because they are not qualified to offer to the Supreme Lord. He won't eat when they offer. That's why Srila Prabhupada quoted the verse Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. It has to be a devotee. Only then the Lord will eat, otherwise, he won't eat. And if he doesn't eat, how it is Mahaprasadam? That is the point. And one more point yesterday that came up was that uh, sometimes preachers they have to eat in non devotees' homes, but there also the devotee has to offer it to the Lord, even if it is cooked by the non devotee. This is in rare cases. This cannot be a regular practice. Please note that. But in rare cases, even if a devotee, for the sake of preaching, because he's going and preaching to new people who are not yet devotees, he is trying to bring them to Krishna consciousness. So, in that attempt, if he even has to eat accept food which is cooked by non devotees, first of all, he is going to guide them how to cook, cleanliness, and the ingredients that cannot be in the food, no onions, no garlic, no meat, all that. But what did Srila Prabhupada say also in the purport? Even if it is cooked in a very clean way, right? They maintain utmost cleanliness, and also it is completely vegetarian. Still, they cannot offer it to the Lord. A non devotee cannot offer it to the Lord. So he will guide them how to cook, maintaining the standards of cleanliness, and also it has to be vegetarian. Then the devotee, will have to offer it to the Lord. Then only the Lord may accept it. That's called Mahaprasadam. So in this case, they were non-devotees. The Buddhists were non-devotees, and they came and they are saying this is Mahaprasad. So therefore it is untouchable. Like that, Srila Prabhupada said. Okay. So now we will continue reading from there. What happened after that? अपवित्र अन्न एक थाली ते भरिया प्रभु आगे नीला महाप्रसाद बोलिया. अपवित्र अन्न, contaminated food, untouchable food, एक थाली ते भरिया, nicely filling up on a thali, on a plate. Prabhu आगे नीला महाप्रसाद बोलिया. They brought in front of Mahaprabhu, calling it Mahaprasad. We are offering you Mahaprasad. Then हे नकाले महाकाय एक पक्षी आइला ठोटे कोरी अन्न सह थाली लोया गेला. Henakale, at that very time, at that moment, when they offered this big thali plate of untouchable food, so-called Mahaprasad, right? Untouchable food, when they offered it to the Supreme Lord, to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at that very moment, Henakale, Mahakaya Eka Pakshi, a very large bird, Mahakaya, whose body was very big. Eka Pakshi Aila, one bird came there, a very large, huge bird came flying. Tote Kori Anna Saha Thali Loya Gela. So it took the entire thali, or it took that food along with that thali, or that thali along with all that food, it just took it in its beak and it just flew away. So Mahaprabhu didn't even touch that food. Huh? So when the contaminated food was offered to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a very large bird appeared on the spot, picked up the plate in its beak, and flew away. Tote kori anna saha, thali loya gela. Along with all the food, it took the thali, taking it in its beak, and flew away. Bauddhacarya upare anna pode amedhya hoya. Bauddhacaryera mathaya thali podila bajiya. So this bird, while it was carrying this whole plate in the beak and flying away, it was a very big bird. First of all, it was said that it was a big plate. So obviously, it must have been a really big bird to carry such a big plate in its beak and flying away with it. And what did it do? While it is flying away, all the food in the plate, the contaminated food, untouchable food, fell on all the Buddhist students. Bauddha Ganera Upare Anna Pode Amedya Hoya. So they all became untouchable. Because the food was contaminated, it fell on them, so they became contaminated. So we don't know what all they put in that food, because remember, it was a plot from their side. It's not just an innocent offering made by some non devotees. It's not like that. It's not that because they were non devotees, therefore, whatever they cooked is contaminated. That is there, that it's not Mahaprasad. But these people were envious people. They came specifically to pollute Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to offend Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They plotted against him. So they brought some sort of contaminated food, untouchable food. Apavitra Anna, it is said. Yeah, open. So we don't know what it is. But when the bird was flying away, all that Apavitra Anna, contaminated food, fell on all these disciples. And they all became contaminated by the touch of that contaminated food. And that is not all. Let's see what else happened. Bauddha Ganera Upare Anna Pode Amedya Hoya. Amedya means polluted, contaminated. Amedya. Amedya means untouchable. Bauddhacharyera Mathaya Thali Podila Bajya. And then the thali itself, that big metal plate, fell down on the head of the leader, and it fell in such a way that it made a big sound. Tang karke, like a bell ringing. The big thali fell on the head of the leader of the Buddhists. Bauddhacharyera Mathaya Thali Podila Bajya. Baj gaya, making a big sound. Indeed, the untouchable food fell upon the Buddhists, and the large bird dropped the plate on the head of the chief Buddhist teacher. When it fell on his head, it made a big sound. Is that all? No. Let's see what else happened. तेरचे पोडिला थाली माथा काटी गेला मूर्छिता होया acharya bhumite podila. When the thali fell, when the plate fell on his head, tirchi matlab it was tedha hoke gira, right? It was slanting, so the edge of that plate hit on the head of the leader and it cut his head. As if it's not just enough for that big plate to fall on his head from such a height, but it fell, terache podila thali, right? In a slanting way. The thali fell sideways and the edge, matha kati gela, his head got cut by that. And as a result, murchita hoya acharya, he fainted. When it cut his head, he fainted and fell down to the ground. Bhumite podila. We'll see. The plate was made of metal, and when its edge hit the head of the teacher, it cut him, and the teacher immediately fell to the ground unconscious. Hahakara kori kande saba shishya gana sabe asi prabhupade loila sharan. Now, when the disciples saw their guru, his head cut, and we can imagine it must be bleeding, and he's unconscious, there laying on the ground. Seeing this, hahakar mach gaya, right? There was a commotion, and they were in great frenzy, anxiety. And then they started crying for their guru. Kande saba shishyagana. All the disciples started crying for their guru. And then what did they do? Sabe asi Prabhupade Loila Sharan. They all went and fell on the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, surrendering to him. Hahakara kori kande saba shishya gana sabe asi Prabhupade Loila Sharan. When the teacher fell unconscious, his Buddhist disciples cried aloud and ran to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for shelter. डर गए, they all got scared. तुम्ही तो ईश्वर साक्षात, क्षमा अपराध, जी आओ हमारा गुरु, करो प्रसाद. Oh Lord, you are the supreme, you are directly the supreme personality of Godhead. Tumi Ishvara Sakshat. You are directly Ishwar, the Supreme Lord. Kshama Aparad, please forgive our offense. We are begging you, please forgive our offense. Jiyao Amar Guru, please bring our Guru back to life. They thought he's dead. Please bring our Guru back to life. Karaho Prasad, please have mercy on us. Please have mercy on us, like this. They all went and fell on the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they said he is the Supreme Personality, and they begged forgiveness for their offense and asked him to please bring their Guru back to life. Please show mercy on us. They all prayed to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, addressing him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself and saying, Sir, please excuse our offense. Please have mercy upon us and bring our spiritual master back to life. प्रभु कहे सबे कहो कृष्ण कृष्ण हरि गुरु करने कहो कृष्ण नाम उच्च करी. So what is the solution that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave them? He said, all of you, Krishna, chant Krishna, Krishna, Hari, like this. Everyone chant Krishna, Krishna, Hari. And after that, Guru karne kaho, Krishna naam ucha kari. Go and chant in the ears of your Guru, Krishna naam, the names of Krishna, ucha kari, loudly. All of you first chant Krishna, Krishna, Hari. And then go and loudly chant in the ears of your Guru, the names of Lord Krishna. Like that. Prabhu kahe, sabe kaho, Krishna, Krishna, Hari. Guru karne kaho, Krishna nama ucha kari. The Lord then replied to the Buddhist disciples, you should all chant the names of Krishna and Hari very loudly near the ear of your spiritual master. Toma sabara guru tabe paibe chetan, saba bauddha mili kore Krishna sankirtan. So Mahaprabhu said, only then your guru will become conscious. When you chant the names of Krishna, Krishna, Hari loudly in the ear of your Guru, only then will he become conscious. He'll come back to consciousness. Then what did the disciples do? Sabha Bauddha Mili Kore Krishna Sankirtan. They all together did Sankirtan of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We don't know Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but they were all chanting loudly Krishna's names. They did a Sankirtan of. So see, Mahaprabhu is making the Buddhists perform Sankirtan. Then by this method, your spiritual master will regain his consciousness. Following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advice, all the Buddhist disciples began to chant the holy name of Krishna congregationally. Yes?
The soul is so Buddhist, so no.
Acha, Rasapriya is asking, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu converted the Buddhists to chant Hare Krishna, how come we still have Buddhists today? So Srila Prabhupada said that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could have spread, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If he wanted, he could have spread the Hare Krishna movement all over the world himself. But he only did it in India and he left it for his followers. He gave service to all of us. So now it is our turn to carry it forward. But while Mahaprabhu is there, Buddhists, Mayavadis, these are Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, right? So Nirvishesha means Mayavadis. Shunyavadi means Nirvishesha is not just Mayavadis. It's Mayavadis and Brahmavadis included. Shunyavadi means Buddhists, Voidists. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine, Srila Prabhupada. So it's not easy to preach to them actually. But we see Mahaprabhu, he turned even great stalwart Mayavadis into Vaisnavas. Prakashananda Saraswati, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, like that. So that's Mahaprabhu's potency. But by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, we see even great Vaishnavas, pure devotees, they are also able to convert big stalwart Shunyavadis and Nirvisheshvadis into devotional service. But for us, it is better to stay away because, uh, you know, yes, lest you should get converted yourself. Or it all depends on the level of faith that we have. If our faith is still tender, chances are we can lose our faith in Krishna consciousness. If a very powerful, Shunyavadi or Mayavadi preached, then we may get all confused and we may just give up Krishna consciousness. Or if our faith is in the middle, it's not like Dhrida Shraddha, but it is somewhere in the middle, uh, at least we will get disturbed. We may not give up, but we'll get disturbed, right? And when we are not able to answer to them properly, then our faith also, somewhere there will be some cracks. That's the problem. But if our faith is firm, Dhrida Shraddha, then we will not only be unaffected by what they are preaching, rather we will be able to convince, like philosophically, completely defeat their philosophy. Therefore, it is very important for us. It's a very, what do you say, shaky ground to remain in Komala Shraddha. We need to try to come to Dhrida Shraddha. So we should understand. That is why it is very important to understand the philosophy very scrutinizingly, so that there are no gaps. And when the faith is strong, faith in what? Faith in bhakti, faith in Krishna, faith in what we are doing. When we have a strong faith in this, then our bhakti will go continuously. So let's continue now. Yes, why Buddhists are still here? Because uh, service is left for us. And also there's one more pastime. Once one devotee, Vasudev Ghosh, prayed to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my Lord, he's feeling so compassionate. He's he he's feeling sorry for all the conditioned souls who don't have Krishna consciousness. And he's feeling pain, thinking that they will all go to hell and suffer. So he prayed sincerely, genuinely to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, my Lord, whatever they have done, whatever sins or offenses they have done, the result, the consequence of all that, you give it to me. Not one person, not just my family members or my neighbors or my countrymen. He said all the conditioned souls in this whole universe. Whatever sins they have committed, put all that sin on me. I will stay in hell eternally. Let them all go back to Godhead. Give them Krishna Prema. Let them all go back to Godhead. It's unimaginable for us to even conceive that somebody could pray like that. I mean, actually mean it. I will stay in hell eternally and let everyone else go back to Godhead. And you know who this Vasudev Ghosh is? Prahlad Maharaj, yes. So, what did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say? Of course, he was moved to tears and he cried and he said, Vasudev Ghosh, you are Prahlad Maharaj. That is why you have this type of compassion. But then he said, even if I emptied this universe, sent everyone back to Godhead, and I will do that on your request, but the very next moment, the next batch will fill up. There is no limit of conditioned souls, they'll keep coming. So, even if some of them were delivered there, more are coming now because Kali Yuga is progressing. Okay. By this method, your spiritual master will regain his consciousness. Following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advice, all the Buddhist disciples began to chant the holy name of Krishna congregationally. Yes, Sankirtan, they started doing. Guru karne kohe sabe Krishna Rama Hari, Chetana Paya, Acharya Bole Hari Hari. So when they all loudly chanted Krishna, Rama, Hari in the ears of their guru, he came to consciousness. And as soon as he came to consciousness, what did he say? Hari, 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 Hari. He also started chanting Hari, Hari. When all the disciples chanted the holy names Krishna, Rama, and Hari, the Buddhist teacher regained consciousness and immediately began to chant the holy name of Lord Hari, Srila Prabhupada's purport. Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that all the Buddhist disciples were actually initiated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu into the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. How do we get initiation? The spiritual master chants on the beads and then he gives you. So after his chanting, then you're chanting on the beads, isn't it? So initiation means, or the second initiation, the spiritual master chants the mantra in your ear and then you start chanting. That's how you get initiated. So here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told all the Buddhist disciples, chant Hari, Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hari. So he chanted and he said, you chant. So by that, by hearing the mantra, the names of Krishna from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mouth, they all got initiated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is saying this? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that all the Buddhist disciples were actually initiated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu into the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. And when they chanted, they actually became different persons. At that time, they were not Buddhists or atheists, but Vaisnavas. Because they were initiated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And now when they were chanting the names of Krishna, performing Sankirtan, they were not Buddhists. They were actually Vaishnavas. Consequently, they immediately accepted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order. So what was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order? First he said, you chant, they chanted, and then he ordered them, now you go and chant in the ears of your guru. So because of hearing from Mahaprabhu and chanting, now they are initiated, so they are Vaishnavas now. And then they accepted. So therefore, immediately when Mahaprabhu said, go and chant in the ear of your guru, they accepted the order. Their original Krishna consciousness was revived and they were immediately able to chant Hare Krishna and begin worshipping the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So, Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. That means the Jivatma, the living entity, constitutionally is meant for serving the Supreme Lord. In other words, the Jivatma has the capacity to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not only does it have the capacity, it is meant for that purpose. It is meant for that purpose, the Jivatma. That is its constitutional position. But because of being covered by, so here, the conditioned souls, in the material world, we have conditioned souls. Conditioned soul is the Jivatma, which is covered by ignorance or avidya. What is this avidya? This avidya is a component of Maya, external energy, Bahiranga Shakti. Bahiranga Shakti has three components. Who remembers what are the three components of external energy? From Transcendental Diagram course. Swati Mataji.
Avidya, Vidya, Maya. Prakriti, sorry about it.
Okay, Prakriti, yes. And actually sometimes we say four and karma also, correct. But yes, avidya, vidya and Prakriti. So Prakriti means it's the ingredients, yes. So avidya, vidya and Prakriti are the components, and sometimes you can say four, karma also. But avidya, vidya and Prakriti, these are the components of the external energy. So avidya is also the external energy, Bahiranga Shakti's component. This living entity, Jivatma, is covered by avidya. Why is this living entity covered by avidya? What is the reason that the living entity is covered by avidya?
Because ignorance away from Krishna's Bahirmukh.
Huh.
Tendency
Maybe-
to
We turned away from Krishna. We are showing the
They
back.
have a tendency to enjoy, Mataji.
No. Just raise your hands one by one, then it will be easier. Because everyone is giving different answers. Okay, Vani Seva Mataji said because of?
We turned our face away from Krishna, or we turned our back. We are not facing Krishna.
Correct.
That I
Okay.
learned from you.
Okay, thank you. Swati Mataji?
From Anadi, the Jiva Atma is turning away from Krishna.
Yes.
It is covered by Maya. Because of that reason, Maya is covered, the Jiva Atma.
Yes. Okay. Any other answers or is it the same? Any different answer or is it the same? Yes. Achit Priya Mataji is also saying yes. Okay. So now you are saying the Jivatma is turned away. What does it mean? Turning away from Krishna means what?
Vimukh.
Vimukh means?
Yes.
No knowledge
Bahirmukh.
about Krishna. No
Huh?
knowledge about Krishna. No knowledge about Krishna.
No knowledge about Krishna. Correct.
Ignorance.
Yes. Akshita Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, I have the same thing. That by nature we doesn't the jivatmas who are there in this material world, they don't know Krishna.
Not yes. So the way how you have to say is since beginningless, since anadi paratatva jnana samsarga abhava. Paratattvam means the absolute truth. What is the absolute truth? Absolute truth can be realized as Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. So the ultimate name in absolute truth is what? Krishna. So since anadi, that means since beginningless, the conditioned soul does not have knowledge of the absolute truth. Not having knowledge of the absolute truth, that is what is vimukha, or turning your face away from the Lord. So because he does, so you cannot say what is the cause for this uh, turning away, or what is the cause for this absence of knowledge. Can we say what is the cause? You cannot find out the cause because it is anadi. That which does not have a beginning, how you will find the cause for it? There is no beginning. Since when this living entity is not having knowledge? Abhava means not having knowledge of Paratatvam. Since when he is not having, there is no beginning. So when there is no beginning, how you will find out the cause for this? Therefore, there is no cause also. There is no beginning. Anadi, when you say, that means there is no beginning, there is no cause. But the point is, it does not have knowledge of absolute truth. When it does not have knowledge of absolute truth, then immediately, because Maya is in the back of the Lord. Maya is ashamed. She's in the back, right? So she stays and she covers with her avidya, she's covering these living entities which don't have knowledge of the absolute truth. So that is the position of the conditioned souls. Okay? Avidya. And along with this, because this is since anadi, they are covered by avidya, along with avidya, they have karma. Because creation happens in cycles. And it's been happening again since anadi. We don't have a beginning. So this living entity, which has been coming into this material world and again, so where are they all situated? In the body of Karanodakshai Vishnu. They are resting there in the body of Karanodakshai Vishnu. Whenever there is creation, he glances on his own prakriti. That prakriti is also one component of his external energy. When he glances on prakriti, all these conditioned souls are impregnated into prakriti. Prakriti produces the 23 elements. The universes are formed. The living entities enter into the universes. Then Virata Purusha appears from Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Virata Purusha is born, and then Lord Brahma gives bodies to all these conditioned souls based on their karma, because they all carry their karma. And like this, for 100 years of Brahmaji, they are in this universe, changing their bodies again and again. After 100 years, now everything goes back into the body of Karanodakshai Vishnu. All these living entities, now their subtle bodies, gross bodies are dissolved. Just that living entity covered by avidya and karma will go and stay there dormantly in the body of Karanodakshai Vishnu. This is going on. So why we are discussing this here. Let me go back to our purport. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that all the Buddhist disciples, because here it is said that when these Buddhist disciples, they chanted Krishna's names on when Mahaprabhu chanted and told them to chant, they were initiated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By chanting Krishna's names, their original Krishna consciousness was revived, is said here. Original Krishna consciousness. That is why I was explaining. Original Krishna consciousness does not mean that all living entities have love of Godhead in their hearts and they have a relationship with Krishna. It's not like that. But originally, constitutionally, the living entity is meant for serving the Supreme Lord. It's like all people who take birth in, let's say in America, by constitution are eligible to contend for the position of the president. By birth, by constitution, anyone who takes birth in America, if he reaches, I think you have to be above 18, then you can contend. That means you are eligible to become, you have that qualification to be the president. Anyone can become president if you take birth in America. But can you say all people who took birth in America, they are all presidents of America? No. You have it in you. You can become. But for you to actually become, then there are some things that you have to do to actually be the president. Similarly, all living entities originally or constitutionally are meant to serve the Supreme Lord because that is their dasa bhuto harihi. Dasa bhuta means by constitution they are servants. They are meant for service. They are servants of the Supreme Lord. But that does not mean they're already having that knowledge of the Supreme Lord because anadi paratattva jnana samsarga abhava. They don't have knowledge of the absolute truth, conditioned souls. However, when you say that it's not like something is taken away from them, whatever they have, whatever a living entity has in it, nobody can take it away from the living entity. The living entity's nature, constitutional position is to serve the Supreme Lord. That nature cannot be taken away from the living entity, even when it is covered by avidya. Even when covered by avidya, the characteristic features of the living entity cannot be taken away from it. Nobody has stolen anything from the living entity. It is just like I have the ability to see, but when there is darkness, pitch darkness, there's no electricity, let's say, then even though my eyes have the ability to see, I cannot see anything because of the darkness. That is the position of the living entity when it is covered by avidya. Its knowledge of the self and whatever qualities it has. What are the characteristic features of a living entity? It is smaller than the smallest. It cannot be broken further. It has Sat, Chit, and Ananda. There is bliss in the living entity. It has knowledge, it's conscious, it's Chit Padartha, it is eternal, it has no beginning, no end, there is no birth for the living entity. So these characteristic features, and it is constitutionally meant for serving the Supreme Lord. These are the characteristic features of the living entity. Nobody can take it away from the living entity. Even Maya cannot take it away. However, it can be covered like darkness. That is avidya. So when the living entity is covered by avidya, then because of his avidya, now Maya gives next ahankar and subtle body, then gross body. Part of subtle body is ahankar. So then it starts identifying itself with the body. And then while identifying with the body, already it forgot that I'm a spirit soul. That knowledge is covered. And now false identity is given that I am this body, I belong to this community, this family, this is my qualification, so on and so forth. Because of all this, its original constitution is covered. It's forgotten. It's not lost. How can it be revived? How can it be revived? Your constitutional position that can be revived when you get the only way, there's only one way, by the association of sadhus. When you get the association of sadhus, that's when this avidya can be removed. Otherwise, there's no other way. So sadhus, of course, can be jnanis or bhaktas. We will talk about devotees here. In this case, what happened? So this Buddhist philosophy, it is material. It is material only. It is not helping you because it is, if you don't follow the Vedas, how you can transcend? You cannot transcend the material world. It's not like, you're going to some spiritual place. No, because they're atheists. Being atheists, how you can get any spiritual advancement? It's not possible. You cannot transcend the material world. But so therefore, Buddhist philosophy should not be followed. It should not be followed. But by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by hearing the holy name from the lips of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the original Krishna consciousness, that means all these coverings, identifying myself as a Buddhist or this or a Christian or a whatever else, right? Hindu, Muslim, it doesn't matter. These are all external labels. The constitutional position of the living entity is he's a servant of the Supreme Lord. He's meant to serve the Supreme Lord. That was awakened. How? By the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's the point here. By hearing that holy name, now their original Krishna consciousness was awakened, was revived. And they were immediately able to chant Hare Krishna and begin worshipping the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So here also, how soon a person will take to Krishna consciousness, how quickly a person advances in Krishna consciousness after coming in contact with the devotee depends on the potency of that devotee, on the bhakti shakti of that devotee. If that devotee is a very powerful devotee, has great, what do you mean by the power? Power means the love that the devotee has, prema, Krishna prema that the devotee has. The more powerful that devotee, chances are quickly this person will take to Krishna consciousness. But that is not the only factor though. The second factor is even if the devotee is very powerful, he may not be so merciful or he may not give so much mercy. Why? Because he's independent. He doesn't have to give it. You cannot demand. You cannot question why you're not giving. It's his free will. There's no qualification of the recipient. Because of this qualification, he has to give more. Nothing like that. He may choose to give a lot of mercy to the most insignificant person, unqualified person, and he may choose not to give mercy even to the most cultured and pious person. Nobody can question a devotee. So two factors. One is the power of bhakti. Second one is the mercy that he's giving. And that there's the third criterion which decides how soon a person takes to Krishna consciousness. This conditioned soul covered by avidya and ahankar, how quickly he takes to Krishna consciousness and how swiftly he progresses. The third factor is the nature of bhakti, not just the strength, but the nature of devotional service of this sadhu. What do you mean by nature? Somebody can be a devotee of Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha. Another person can be a devotee of Krishna in Dwaraka. And another sadhu can be a devotee of Krishna in Goloka. And in that also, Krishna in Goloka, someone may be a devotee in Dasya, relationship, another person may be a devotee in Madhurya relationship, like this. And in Madhurya relationship also, someone can be in Swakiya and Parakiya relationship, like that. That means there is a hierarchy. Who is the topmost of these? A devotee of Vrindavan Krishna in Madhurya Rasa. And in Madhurya Rasa also, Parakiya Rasa. That's the topmost, highest, like Srimati Radharani and the gopis. And then their assistants, the Manjaris. Our leader is Sri Rupa Manjari, Srila Rupa Goswami. We are all called Rupanugas. So that is the topmost. But there are other Vaishnavas also. So depending on the nature of bhakti, of the sadhu who's giving you mercy, depending on the power of his bhakti, that means how much prema he has, and depending on how much mercy he gives, based on these three factors, a completely new person, brand new person, how swiftly he gets convinced and takes to pure devotional service, it varies. It varies. Okay. But there's also another factor. Even after receiving mercy, again, if he has, again, basically it's these three factors only. But if the recipient has a lot of anarthas, and in those anarthas also, especially offenses are very, very, the 10 offenses to the holy name. When these offenses are there, after receiving mercy also, he is not able to take to, in spite of getting association, he is not able to progress in bhakti. Again, here he needs deliberate, so there is two things here. One is association, and the other one is, you can say, special, extra, deliberate mercy. Like the spiritual master, right? He deliberately takes this person's responsibility and removes those tough anarthas, like offenses, which are blocking his progress. Now, for a spiritual master to do that, again, those three conditions are there. How powerful is his bhakti, what is the nature of his bhakti, and how much mercy he is willing to give. Those three factors will decide. That is why we see that some people are able to take, and if you don't have offenses like Ajamil, let's say, this is a rare case. There is only one Ajamil, okay? Don't think that maybe I can be Ajamil. If we were Ajamil once by chanting Hare Krishna, we would be experiencing, Krishna Prema. But we are not experiencing that. That means we have offenses. We have offenses. But if you don't have so many offenses, then, and then simply by getting the association of devotee, little bit of association and little bit of mercy, you'll immediately take. But those who have a lot of offenses, it takes time. It takes time. So what should we do when we get that mercy and association? You have to take shelter of holy name. And also, you should try to serve the Vaishnavas. You should try to serve the Vaishnavas and avoid offenses. Just that mood of not wanting to commit offenses, that endeavor, that mood and that endeavor of avoiding offenses, that itself is bhakti. Did you know that? If you are actually being very careful that I should not commit offenses, that mood of not wanting to commit offenses and being very careful to avoid offenses, that is also bhakti. One of the limbs, like when you say anushilanam, shilanam, right? Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavritam anukulyana krishnanu shilanam. This shilanam has twofold meaning. One is activity, the other is mood. Anushilanam. Krishna Anushilanam means you're doing Shilanam for Krishna again and again. Krishna Anushilanam. Anu means again and again. Krishna means for Krishna or Krishna's other avatars or for Guru or pure devotees. Krishna Anu Shilanam. The main thing is Shilanam. What is this Shilanam? Shilanam means activity that you're doing. Yes, Mataji. So Shilanam means it has two, Cheshta Rupa and Bhava Rupa. Cheshta Rupa means the Cheshta activity that you're doing with your body, mind, or speech for Krishna. Body, mind, body means all your senses, right? Making garlands, cleaning, so many things you can be doing. Even you work and then you bring the whatever money you earn, with that you buy something and you offer to Krishna, right? Everything. What all the activities that you do with your body, mind, and words, that is Cheshta Rupa Shilanam. Bhava Rupa Shilanam means the mood of, I don't want to commit offenses. And of course, in higher stages, and where is this mood? It is in your mind. The mood is in your mind. So mind has two activity. One is mind is deliberately doing some activity. Huh? Pravrityatmaka, it is said. And nivrityatmaka means it is not activity, it is mood. So in the mind, both things are there. One is, deliberately remembering, memorizing. That is also mind's activity. But also maintaining a mood of avoiding offenses. That is also bhakti. So, why were we discussing this? Pravrityatmaka, nivrityatmaka, Shilanam. Help me. What were we discussing before this? Okay, 1 second. Original Krishna consciousness is revived and they were immediately able to chant Hare Krishna. Yes, yes. So I was telling you the power of a sadhu, right? How soon a person takes to Krishna consciousness depends on the power of sadhu. But sometimes we see when we have these offenses, then even after coming in association with sadhu, still we are not able to progress so much because we have these very strong, powerful anarthas, offenses to the holy name. Then what is the solution? What should we do at that time? We have to take shelter of the holy name only. We have to take shelter of the holy name again and again and again. Krishna Anu Shilanam. So in that Shilanam, I was telling you, taking shelter of the holy name, not only that activity of chanting, but also the mood is also important. The mood of not committing offenses, the mood of repentance, the mood of begging forgiveness from the Lord, like that. But yeah, continuous chanting is the only way out. And if we are guilty of 1 and 7, what is the first offense? Blaspheming Vaisnavas. What is seventh offense? Committing sinful activities on the strength of chanting. Oh, because we are devotees, even if we did something, no problem. Because I'm chanting, so even if I did this or that, Krishna will take care. I can cheat. It's okay because we are devotees, we are protected. For those who are in society, there are certain rules, right? You cannot cheat and you cannot lie or whatever, some things, right? And we feel that because I'm chanting, even if I did those things, we are protected by Krishna. We don't have to go to Yamaraj. We don't have to suffer. We don't have to go to hell because we are protected. Because holy name is protecting us. This type of mentality is very, very bad. Seventh offense, committing sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy names. In spite of knowing that we should not do something, still we do it. That is seventh offense to the holy. So many times offenses happen to the holy names without even realizing that we are committing an offense. And like you may be thinking, like one common thing is varnashrama dharma, right? If you simply say that Oh, what is this varnashrama dharma? Why people follow this varnashrama dharma? This is bogus. It's an offense to the holy name. Did you know that? Just by saying something like that, it becomes an offense to the holy name. Unknowingly, you didn't take the holy name there. But how it is connected, you don't know. And that is affecting your bhakti now. So therefore, being very, very cautious not to commit offenses is also very important. That's the point I was trying to make. Yes, Vani Seva Mataji.
Mataji, this is related to my chanting. It is not always, it is up to the par. Some standards I have, it is always falling back. It maybe this has to do, I don't know, I always because of the cold weather and all, we can give excuses. Sometimes it is lagging. That enthusiasm I had, some days I am really lacking some enthusiasm. Do you think this may be due to some offenses?
Yes,
I'm not sure.
yes, Mataji. Offenses will, offenses, it's not that I am committing offenses right now. We are already carrying an account. We are carrying an account. And even before we came to Krishna consciousness, we could have committed offenses. So, yes. So then what to do in that case? The only way that helps us to come out is chanting the holy names. But if I'm not even able to chant the holy names, then what to do? Then we have to pray. You have to pray because the spiritual master can help us overcome the difficult, tough offenses which I'm not able to overcome myself. So we have to pray. And also, as far as enthusiasm is concerned, this is a very important principle. Why Srila Prabhupada gave us these books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, even small books he gave, because sometimes seeing big books, we become bewildered. My God, you don't get the courage to start reading a big book. So he gave us even small books, teachings of Queen Kunti and Prahlad Maharaj's teachings, like that. Small books also he gave. We must read also. Chanting and reading, what happens is when you're reading, you're filling your mind, your consciousness with this transcendental subject matter. And that will actually, what it is doing is when you're hearing all this, that is giving you the fuel you need to chant. What is the fuel? Mataji, tell me. What is the fuel we need to do our bhajan?
I always think it is your enthusiasm or faith,
Ah,
Krishna.
excellent.
But I
Faith.
have the faith, but it's sometimes because of something, I don't know, some little things associated with the weather or something. I
Yes,
have to
Mataji.
force myself. Even though I ask forgiveness to Krishna that I'm not doing my best, I always go to Krishna, please help me.
Yes,
I am lagging behind. I don't know
yes.
what is happening to me.
Yes. So that faith, as we say, faith has different degrees. There is tender faith, there is firm faith, right? Really firm faith, Drida Shraddha.
Hmm.
So, as when you have some gas in your car, it can go to a certain distance. But after some distance, you will think, oh, I have gas. But while driving, you ran out of gas. You have to refill it. Then it keeps going. So, similarly, for our faith to continue, you have to keep refilling by means of hearing, reading from, you have to hear the assurances given by uh, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Then you have to hear the prayers of the devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam, where you are seeing their conviction. You're seeing how Krishna is protecting the devotees. So by hearing this, and besides all this, there is mercy coming through this. Vyasdev's mercy is coming, Sukadev Goswami's mercy is coming, Srila Prabhupada's mercy is coming. The commentaries given by our acharyas on which Srila Prabhupada is basing his purports. So all our paramparas, acharyas, mercy is also flowing when you are hearing from these books. So to support our chanting, if we are also we are hearing regularly from Srimad Bhagavatam, Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. If you're doing regularly Bhagavat Seva, hearing Bhagavatam, reading or studying Bhagavatam regularly, then all the inauspicious or unwanted things, anarthas that are there, most of them will be removed by this service of Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So then you will get inspiration for chanting also. And of course, association of devotees. And yes, sometimes because of health, if you're not able to do little bit and you're praying in that time, while you're not able to do, if your consciousness is you're praying to Krishna, because of my whatever difficult situation, I'm not able to do it. If you're praying like that, that praying is also keeping you on the platform. That, what do you say? That's called Dainyatmika Bhakti. That means feeling very helpless and praying to Krishna that I'm not able to do it. I'm not able. Not that, oh, now I got a pass, a ticket that even if I don't chant, it's okay. That type of mentality becomes offense now. But genuinely, because of health reasons, or generally because of health only, if I'm not able to do it and if I'm feeling bad at that time, then that also keeps you on the platform of bhakti. Like Haridas Thakur used to chant 300,000, 192 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every single day. And when he became old and he was not able to chant 192 rounds, and he wouldn't eat or drink, he would fast until he completed 192 rounds every day. No eating, drinking, sleeping, nothing. For us, it takes 2 hours to chant 16 rounds if we chant attentively. 2 hours. You know how many hours it will take to chant 192 rounds? It will take 24 hours. So when is he doing his eating, sleeping, and taking bath and all those other things? When you chant nicely, attentively, it will take less than that also, right? You can chant even quicker, that provided you're actually really focused and doing. But I'm saying, so strict he was about his chanting, and when he was not able to finish all his rounds, he stopped eating, drinking, and everything. He wouldn't eat. Devotees would bring him prasadam. He wouldn't eat. He started fasting, and he was feeling so bad. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to meet him, he said, how are you? Mahaprabhu went and asked him. He said, I'm in a diseased condition. How is your health? Physically, I'm okay. But spiritually, I'm in a diseased condition because I'm not able to complete my fixed number of rounds every day. Mahaprabhu said, you already chanted so many rounds, you don't need to chant anymore. You're already, there. You don't need to chant anymore. You're fine. You can reduce your number of rounds. Why you have to chant so many now? So Haridas Thakur said, no, this is my diseased condition. So then he wanted to give up his body. What was his desire? He said, if I'm not able to chant all my, if I'm not able to do this, actually what he said was, I want to give up my body. What is your desire? Mahaprabhu asked. He said, while looking at your beautiful face, chanting your name, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, he wanted to give up his body. That was his desire. So my point is, if we are genuinely feeling like we are not able to do for health reasons, and in that time also when we are unable to do it, we are praying to Krishna, prayers are heard. And then when you are in such a situation, you look for the next opportunity when you're able to do it, and immediately you'll grab that opportunity to do when you're able to do. When you're not able to do because of health, what can be done? It's beyond your capacity. Was that okay, Vani Mataji?
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yes, because I think this happens only in the winter time, something because of so many other things happening. Your body gives out sometime.
No, that's not so many other things happening. Then you have to adjust your, schedule and your things about that. So many other things have no. I only said for health reasons. Because
Okay.
of health reasons, if you're not able to do, then. But because of having so many other engagements and all that, then you have to adjust. You have to prioritize. That is your responsibility. That
Yeah,
you cannot
same.
put it on Krishna. I'll
Yeah.
take Parima Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Parima Mataji.
Mataji.
1 second, Mataji. Parima Mataji raised her hand.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
I don't know whether this is an appropriate question, but I cannot refrain from asking this. Mataji, can we have, I mean, even though we are not perfected, can we have an inclination for a particular bhav? Like there are some
Inclination.
people who are inclined to they just want to worship Krishna as Laddu Gopal. There are some people who just they're naturally inclined to worship Radha Rani only. They like to worship Radha Krishna only. There are some people who like, I mean, they can have at some level of bhav, practicing devotees, can they have? Not in a perfected stage, but in the sadhaka avastha, they might feel an inclination for a particular kind of a bhav.
Usually, Mataji, the type of bhava or the type of relationship, when you say bhava, it means
Yeah,
a relationship.
I mean that, yeah.
So the type of relationship in which, so I may not be experiencing all those things right now,
Yes,
but I
yes,
look forward to rendering service in that capacity, in that
yes,
relationship.
yes.
Yes, certainly. And usually the type of bhava that you will be inspired to do or that you are going to go for
Hmm.
is the bhava of the sadhu or the guru, your spiritual master. Your spiritual master, whatever bhava he is in, that is the bhava you will also be trained to accept.
But is
And
is the vice versa possible? Suppose if there is a person, okay, he's not initiated, and due to some, they might be, in India especially, we always do some form of worship. Krishna worship is also very commonly done in, at least in many Gujarati homes.
yes, yes. So
So
that
they
means,
might have,
see,
so they
when you
might
say,
have some bhava. So according to that bhava, do they have to look for that kind of a guru? That's what
yeah,
I'm asking.
yeah, yes, that's what it is. So, see, I don't know if you attended this Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti course, but there it is nicely, clearly explained. That course is based on Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Ragavartma Chandrika. So Ragavartma Chandrika. So the course is based on 3 books: Bhakti Sandarbha by Srila Jiva Goswami,
Hmm.
Ragavartma Chandrika by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami.
Hmm.
So on these 3 books, that course is based
Hmm.
on. So this Ragavatma Chandrika is the whole book is only about Raganuga Bhakti. It's only about
Hmm.
Raganuga Bhakti.
Hmm.
So and also, so first Srila Rupa Goswami gave us Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. In
Hmm.
that he gave us the definition of pure devotional service and some other points. What is the qualification? What is Vaidhi Bhakti? What is Raganuga Bhakti? That's mentioned in Nectar of Devotion. That is elaborated. Elaborated means more
Hmm.
explained by the next Acharya Srila Jiva Goswami and the
Hmm.
third Acharya Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Taking the points of both previous Acharyas, he is given even more. So
Hmm.
there we read that for one to, so what is Raganuga Bhakti? Raganuga Bhakti means you have such a taste. You have a greed, intense greed for the bhakti which is done by the Brajbasis. And there
Hmm.
also you have different types of devotees with different relationships. Somebody is
Yes.
in a relationship of a parent, someone in a relationship of friend, someone in relationship of a a lover, someone in a relationship of a servant, somebody serving Krishna like a parent. So that relationship is also there. Now, the qualification for someone to do Raganuga Bhakti is they will have this intense lobha, greed, for the type of love that this Brajbasi has.
Okay.
And they have this greed to hear Krishna's, like, let's say, Krishna's childhood pastimes. Mother Yashoda and Krishna, Nanda Maharaj and Krishna, Krishna stealing butter, and how elderly gopis are, their pastimes with Krishna. So this devotee has such a taste that again and again and again and again, 24 hours, this devotee will keep hearing. Why he is hearing again and again? Because he got that taste. So the condition of pure devotional service has to be satisfied there also. For him to be counted as a Raganuga Bhakta, he should have
Yes.
such intense taste. Then he can do that. So what is Raganuga Bhakti then? Now he will look for a guru who is a Raganuga Bhakta.
Okay.
Who is in that relationship, he will look. And then that guru will train him. What type of, procedures, what type of practices he has to do, what type of bhajan he has to do to progress in that path. So, but how somebody will get this taste? This taste can come either in this life or in previous life. If someone, and also, what do you say? Disclaimer. this
Yes.
this taste comes, somebody having this taste is extremely rare. It's not common that we see, one in a billion maybe, somewhere. But it's not that they will not have, but someone can have this taste and they start from that itself, right? Out of taste, they're doing Krishna Bhakti continuously, not because this is, Krishna saying in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityaja, now I will do, or because my mother said, therefore I'm doing, because my grandmother said, because in my family we worship, therefore I'm worshipping. That is Shraddha. You have some Shraddha in what the authority has said. Right? Either that Shraddha is coming from Loka Parampara. Loka Parampara means from family traditions, from friends, from culture, whatever. And Shastriya Shraddha means you got that faith, I should do bhakti based on scriptures. One way or the other, if your performance of devotional service is based on Shraddha, that's not Raganuga, that is Vaidhi Bhakti. But even if you practice Vaidhi Bhakti, by practicing Vaidhi Bhakti, when you come at a certain stage, you will get taste.
Yes.
But if you don't have taste in the beginning, you don't have a choice. You have to do Vaidhi Bhakti only.
Yes,
Follow
Mataji.
the rules and
True.
regulations as they are said. You can have your goal set. This is where I want to be. I have a taste for this. And how you develop that taste? Because of association. Somehow or other, either in this life, past life, somewhere you met a devotee, because of that association, because of that mercy, you got a taste for a particular form of the Lord, and even for a particular relationship with the Lord. Now you're pursuing. Then you have to find a guru in that line only. You have to find a guru, because this line is Rupanugas. Rupanuga means they're all going for that relationship of Manjari. Manjari means they're assisting Krishna and Radha Krishna and gopis, their pastimes. They're not directly going to engage in conjugal relationships with Krishna. No. But still, the Manjaris are also said to be in Madhurya Rasa, conjugal relationship. But not that they are directly engaged, but they are making all arrangements for the conjugal pastimes of Radha Krishna and the gopis. And by making this arrangement, they are deriving the highest pleasure. They will make all the, flower arrangements and everything. They're just very busily. That is, the leader is Rupa Manjari. And then all the devotees in his line are assistants. Like there's a hierarchy, servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. And that will continue there also. We want to assist in the pastimes of Radha Krishna and the gopis. So if you take initiation in the line of Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, that means this is where you're going. But if you want to take, if you're already, you have strong samskaras, impressions of one other form of the Lord, then you'll have to find a guru. You will be, if you already have that taste, naturally, you will be looking for a guru in that line who can take you forward. But having said that, if you don't have a taste already, we don't have a choice but to develop faith. What type of faith? Not tender faith. We need firm faith. Tender faith it's like a delicate sapling. Very easily it
Yes.
can be broken. So we
Yes.
have to build our faith. How do you build your faith? You have to keep hearing Bhagavatam. So
Hearing
regardless
Bhagavatam.
of which form you want to worship, we are still in kindergarten now.
Yes.
When you're in kindergarten, you don't worry so much about calculus and all that, algebra.
Yes.
Now we will focus on the numbers and counting. So for us to build faith, let us hear from Bhagavatam has a variety of devotees. There is Kunti Maharani, then there is Nanda Maharaj, there is Arjun, there is Gopis. So hear about them. By hearing Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, their prayers, when we hear, our faith becomes stronger and stronger. And by the way, we are not alone in this journey. The Lord is always guiding us. Depending on our sincerity, He will arrange. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata.
Bhakti Lata Beach.
So you will get, based on, first, already you and I, we got that initial mercy of sadhu, no doubt. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here talking about, bhakti. So we are here means we got that mercy. Now, depending on how sincerely we are endeavoring, depending on our sincerity, the Lord will connect us with the appropriate spiritual master
Okay.
who will take us forward. So at our stage, at this stage, let us work on building our faith by hearing more and more, spending our time throughout the day, 24 hours, spend more and more time in direct devotional service, either hearing or chanting or worshipping. Or chanting can be you're chanting the holy names, or you're preaching, you're telling others, and hearing, either hearing or reading, like that. That's what we should do.
Mataji, one last quick thing. Is the Bhav and the Guru predestined?
No,
Like, no,
no, it
right?
depends on
We
the
work towards
mercy.
it. Like, okay,
Yeah,
it's not predestined that, okay, this particular Jiva will only attend this Bhava and only this Guru will come. No.
no, no. It is dependent on, see, there is two persons here. There is sadhu and there is guru. First you meet sadhu. That sadhu may or may not become your guru. So
Hmm.
they're all pure devotees, by the way. Sadhu is
Yeah.
also pure devotee and guru is also pure devotee. But
Yes.
first sadhu comes in your life who gives you initial mercy. Huh?
Hmm.
And then based on that, sadhus, that kripa, now you get initial bubutsa. Bubutsa, Vishesha bubutsa means some inquisitiveness, curiosity to know more about one particular form of the Lord. Then you
Yes.
start looking for more sadhus and you keep listening from them. So, what type of attachment or bhava you get, what form you're attracted to, it is all the game of association.
Okay.
So that and who arranges that for you? That sadhu, it's his what do you say? You're a brand new person, right? A conditioned soul covered by avidya. You don't have knowledge of absolute truth. One sadhu decides out of his free will to give you mercy. So that sadhu comes in your life and he gives mercy. Whatever form that sadhu is worshipping, you will also start getting attraction for that. And it is not like that is final. After meeting this sadhu, you may meet not a full pure devotee in the beginning. You may meet a karma mishra bhakta. But then after some time, you may meet another sadhu. Then if that sadhu is more powerful, then that impression will be there. You'll keep moving higher and higher. You can go.
Okay. Like Hriday Chaitanya and Shamananda Pandit, see, there was a
Yes.
difference in bhava. So that's what, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mataji. Thank you for your wonderful reply.
Hare
Unlimited
Krishna.
thank yous.
Hare
Dangat
Krishna.
pranams, Mataji. Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
pranam. Achutpriya
Thank
Mataji.
you very much, Mataji. Somebody told me I have to talk
One
to my
second,
guru
Mataji.
because I'm
Achutpriya Mataji is raising her hand. Let me take her.
okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Mataji, I sent a message. Can you please read?
Oh, chat message. I didn't read. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not knowing how to balance everything, manage everything. Mataji, please guide me on that.
Okay. I started reading Srimad Bhagavatam as routine habit, but when I take big seva like Sunday gardens, my reading goes behind what to do. Okay. So, this is the order in which Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given us the order of priority. First is health. Second is chanting. Third is seva. And fourth is reading, Swadhyay. So in that order, you can prioritize.
Can you please
Sometimes
say again, Mataji?
first is
order?
health.
Uh-huh.
Second is chanting.
Mm.
Third is seva, service.
Mm.
And fourth is your reading.
Reading?
Yes.
Okay, Mataji. Okay.
But
Thank you.
remember, when you say service, it's like committed services that you do, right? So like, let's say if you're doing everyday aarti, right? At a certain time at home. So that's your seva. So this is a commitment you've made like that. But that doesn't mean now you just take on so many services here and there. So you have to maintain a balance. You have to do all four. That's what I'm trying to say. You cannot just, oh, because I took overload of seva, so therefore I cannot read, then there will be imbalance. So prioritize in your daily activities. You should, so when you say health, then how much you eat, how much you sleep, all that, so that you will have good health, proper health. And then why health? So that you can chant nicely. And when you chant nicely, then with the proper consciousness, you will render services. And when you render services nicely, then when you sit down and you read, you're able to nicely absorb like that. So everything has to be connected, not that, oh, because I have so much seva, so it's okay even if I don't read, because reading is not it's after seva. Not like that. Sometimes, maybe like a big festival like Rath Yatra or Janmashtami, and like you have a lot of services, and like that, maybe once in a while it
Big
may happen like that.
responsibility.
Yeah, but this shouldn't be a regular thing that, oh, 2 days I read and third day I'm not able to do. No. Anything, Mataji, if you don't keep continuity, it will fall away. And you will certainly find some days will be good, some days will not be so good. What is important is to keep pushing it forward. Even if you don't feel good, you have to do whatever you have committed. First of all, make a commitment, whatever it is, and make a practical commitment, something which you can keep, and you stick to that. Don't keep changing it because of this situation or that situation. So try to do it as much as possible. And when you are serious about doing it, you get help to do it also. The Lord helps you, really, believe me. So when you really make it a priority, and stick to that, even if it is small, right? And you stick to that. And continuity is important. Don't drop it off. Even if it is difficult, don't drop it. You must do it with commitment, like that.
Thank you so much, Mataji. I'll try. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So I think I will end here. Thank you all so much for your kind attention. We
Thank
went
you.
half hour over time. Sorry about
Yes.
that.
Thank you, Prabhu.
श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय।
Yes.
श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय।
Jai.
श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय।
Jai.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.
समेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
Jai. Archana Bhakti Mataji ki jai.
Mataji
Thank you,
ki jai.
Mataji.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.